Well, Narco, you have the best place to chill with your friends and get your gaming goodness every Monday. My name's Dylan White, and joining me on the couch this week, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here.
Okay. And
Why'd you wait?
Kieran Marchand.
Hi everyone. Dylan and me have just seen behind the looking glass of Ashley Hobley's mind, where he sat there thinking about it and said, "Oh, I've thought of a joke, not for this entrance of the show, for another platform for Twitter, but now when we've gone into the show, he doesn't have his traditional joke other than leaving the awkward pause for Dylan, which you've now I feel like that was like a back pocket."
Yeah,
I feel like that was your back pocket, like, emergency.
There's not many thematic things this week to joke about, so let's pull out the old.
I need to point out this. I think he's missed, but luckily, if there's ever a reason to make this a video show, it's going to be the part where I can hopefully cut out the moment there where Kieran started talking and I fucking spat laughed my drink as I was taking a sip from it up my face. Yeah, so
I look forward to going back and rewatching that.
Yeah, good stuff.
It was. I could see like Dylan in like the corner of his webcam. I was like, nice.
It was one of those ones where I'm like, I was like, I passed it over to you, and then you know when you go take a sip, and then someone says something funny, and you're like, well, there it goes. Luckily, it didn't go everywhere because it wasn't that big of a sip. But anyway, this week on the show, going to be talking about Mafia again because it's a thing. Valorant. Is coming to Australia now. Get excited. And then we're going to end the show discussing what the fuck Fortnite is because honestly, I no longer know. I don't understand what it is about anymore. But firstly, we'll jump into Manhunter. Right. Manhunter, sorry. Manhunter?
Manhunter, yeah. I'm really, really surprised that is the first Nelly Furtado song that got adapted into video games.
It's really disappointing that's not
you went for Nelly Furtado? Not the freaking original Man-Eater. Oh, no, that's Maniac. Don't worry. That's fine.
He's a maniac. Yeah, it's dun 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 dun. Yeah, it's fine. So Man-Eater, in case you don't know, is they're promoted as a shark PG. Is how they're promoted. It's a shark PG. Get it? Like capital R. Anyway, they're saying it's a shark RPG. It's an open world game in which you play as a shark, and you fight other creatures under the water, and then you can go destroy humans and just kill them all, and basically do the equivalent of getting a 5-star rating in Grand Theft Auto and have a bunch of humans and boats chasing you, shooting at you while you're a shark, and you're just fucking slaughtering them all. And that's basically what this game is. For the most part, I mean, there is a story. And the story is set up at the start of the game where the tutorial level you play as the mother of the shark you eventually play. And then it tells you how to play the game. And the tutorial level ends with this character called Scaly Pete capturing that shark. And then the opening cutscene in the game is him cutting that shark open, pulling out you from inside because it turns out she had babies in. So it's some dark shit. And then Scaly Pete like cuts the side of your face as a baby. And then says he's doing it so he'll remember you. And then he goes to chuck you in the water. But as he does that, you take his hand off at the same time. And then the story of the game is you growing big enough for the eventual showdown and revenge fight against Scaly Pete. And along the way, you fight other underwater animals and creatures. And there are quote-unquote missions, except for they're just two kinds and they just repeat. It's like, go to an area and kill 10 of said fish, or go to this area and kill this one high-level certain creature like a crocodile, and then the rest of the game is just a bunch of collectibles. So to me, the game is basically Crackdown, but as a shark.
Right. Fair enough.
It's a weird one. It's actually quite fun. It would be more fun if it didn't run like crap, honestly, on PS4. Like I think it pretty much dropped between 10 to 15 frames often when I was in battles with several ships. Like the moment they got too many human boats around and like they're shooting me and I'm fucking flying out of the water trying to eat them and stuff, the game on, at least on PlayStation Pro, where I was playing it for review, was like, nah, this is too hard. Hey, this is why we need a PS5. and if I took my headphones off, my PlayStation would be like, I'm like, calm down. It's fucking not even that big of a game. So
no, that's like part of the game. That's the mood music.
Oh, if only that was an actual excuse. The RPG stuff, I also just felt like wasn't that exciting. You pretty much unlock certain abilities that you can then put, like, you can pick different, like, I think there's like 30 total or something, and you can swap out between like 8 at a time, basically. And it's like, oh, this gives you more armor, this lets you fucking dodge and it'll set off a poisonous cloud behind you. But none of them seemed useful. And I think it was just because the game was quite easy just to be like, I'll just attack everything. I bite everything, and if I dodge its attacks, it'll die. That's it.
So it
was never hard enough for me to be like, I need more skills.
Yeah, it's just like a
you
real
got
shark
method.
Yeah.
Method sharking.
Yeah, maybe.
You became one with the shark. Now, if it's like Crackdown, is Scaly Pete voiced by Terry Crews?
No. If
Damn.
only. If only.
That would have been a selling point.
The Crackdown comparison, I guess, is just because the part I had the most fun with this game was just going around finding the collectibles. And they're not hard to find because you literally just get this pulse radar thing straight away at the start of the game that you can then press, and then it just like marks question marks on the map, and then you go to them and you start clearing out these 3 types of collectibles, and that was fun. Like, you know, it was filling that bone that I hadn't had tickled for at least a little while, and because the game's not that long, I'm like, oh yeah, I could just, you know, it's a collectathon. Like, it's a old school PS2 original Xbox era, like collectathon type game. So that part was enjoyable. I ended up giving it a 6. I honestly feel like I would nearly bump it up to I'd probably bump it up to a 7 if it ran better.
Consistently.
Because that would make the combat more fun, and it would make just wreaking havoc as the shark more enjoyable. But it's not super enjoyable to just start fucking with the humans and eating them if it then makes it go to like 15 frames, and it's not pretty to take part in, you know. It's not smooth to play. So that's annoying. But anyway, that's the only review put up this week. So check that out, of course, explosionnetwork.com if you want to read the full thing yourself. First story of the week, which is my favorite story of the week. This thing made me laugh so much. I find it hilarious. I don't know if anyone else will find it as funny as me, but I do. So the story comes from Polygon. And they explain, this story is about G2A. And it says, G2A pays Factorio developer $39,600 over illegally obtained game keys. Now, we've talked about illegally obtained game keys several times last year for different sorts of sites and whatnot. But they wrote in July 2019.
G2A.
Hey?
I believe it was specifically G2A, though.
It was them at least once, and then I think someone else another time as well. But yeah. In July 2019, G2A, the company behind the controversial marketplace, offered to open its transaction history to independent auditor. The goal was to clear its name of any wrongdoing after years of accusations to help facilitate the sales of stolen goods. Only a single developer took them up on the offer. Now G2A will voluntarily pay them $40,000. So that opening paragraph is enough to just make me laugh. Like the fact that they were like, they set it up the narrative. They're like, yeah, we'll fucking prove our point. Like, what? Yeah, come audit us. They now have to pay. One person took it up, and now they're paying one person. So imagine if more developers took them up. Like the strike rate is 1-for-1 currently. Like, and there's a small fucking indie developer.
These $40,000 does not seem like that much.
Yeah, because it's a random indie game. Imagine if fucking Rockstar or Activision or someone.
Factorio is still fairly widespread. I would have thought there would have been a little bit more than 40 grand's worth of.
Well, how many codes is that for like $20 game? You know what I mean?
No, keep reading.
Yeah. Among its many lines of business, Baba runs a storefront. Developers of all sizes have complained for years that the GTA marketplace allows for stolen goods. In 2019, GTA made what it claimed to be a bold offer, promising 10 times the value of any fraudulent obtained game keys sold on its marketplace. There was only one catch. Developers had to work with GTA, an independent auditor. Only one company, the how do you say that? How do you say that? I don't know. CSCZEC Shex. I can never say it. Anyway, whatever. Based independent.
Check.
Thank you. Check. That's it. Thank you.
Just check.
Yeah, I think so. Based independent developer Woob Software, makers of Factorio, signed onto the program. GTA told Polygon at the time that it tended to use either PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst & Young, KMPG, or Deloreto to perform the audit. Unfortunately, according to a blog post issued on Wednesday, GTA couldn't come to terms with those large firms, and they just did the audit themselves.
Seems like bullshit
Did
to me.
you though?
So basically, what happens?
We don't want you to find all our all the stolen keys.
The funny bit is this next paragraph for me, where it's you're like, come on, GTA, you really? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they said in a blog post, they say, quote, Woob reported to GTA a list of 321 keys that believed had been sold online legitimately. After assessing a number of independent auditing companies and finding that none of them would meet our agreed requirements, Woob and G2A decided that G2A should proceed with the internal investigation. This investigation confirmed that 198 of Woob's keys had been sold via its marketplace between March 2016 and June 2016. As a result, they are now having to pay $39,600, which is 10 times the value of those 198 keys that they got found. They then continued to say in the post that, quote, when we launched this offer, we wanted to send a clear message to the gaming community that fraud hurts all parties. As we spell out in this blog, fraud directly hurts individuals who buy illegitimate keys, it hurts game developers, and ultimately hurts GTA because we are forced, as the transaction facilitator, to cover costs related to the sale. We wanted to amplify that message and capture people's attention.
But how does this...
What? Wait.
What?
But then you've got the information of the people who have sold the stolen keys. Why aren't you going for them for the money?
And it's not affecting the gamer that's purchased the keys because you can't.
Now they feel guilty. Is the only thing.
Well, they didn't know that they were freaking illegal keys. They're just like,
oh man,
screw it. Like,
I just love the narrative of the, because the literal narrative line is G2A.com offers to pay 10 times to any developer who can like prove that their games are actually sold legally. Then who proves that? G2A.com proves that G2A.com illegally sold keys on G2A.com.
Yeah, it's so weird.
You know what? At least they admitted to who's selling illegal keys. I mean, that's at least a good start.
But the thing for me is
they could have very easily said, no, we didn't sell any.
Our internal auditor, ourselves.
The thing is, like it's so suspicious where it's like, all right, we've come out and we've said this thing. If we turn around now and try and tell people that we've audited and we didn't find anything, it's going to look suspicious. So it's like they had to come out with a number. Like there was no way, but I don't think that's the real number.
No, they got very lucky that there was only one company that came after them.
Yeah, like they would have been fucked, I reckon, if they had like more companies, bigger companies agree to this, and they're like, yeah, we'll fucking audit ourselves.
But the Factorio devs probably looked at the freaking the statement and they were like, "Easy money, boys, easy money. Let's go. Let's just."
I don't know why anyone else didn't take them up on it. Honestly,
it's unless there's some more behind the scenes stuff where
like
G2A is like, you need to sign off on all of this stuff before
you need to pay for the order up front first.
Yeah, maybe you need to pay us to audit ourselves.
Knowing G2A, it's probably like a dodgy like behind the freaking counter kind of deal to get the audit done, and that's just most devs are probably just like, it's not worth it.
I love it though; it's great. Company audits itself and ends up paying 10 times the amount. It's amazing. I love it.
It's like if you've like crashed into somebody's car, and the person whose car you've crashed into says, "How much do you reckon it's worth?"
Yeah.
And it looks $200, and they're like, okay, give me $200 then for this rear bumper that you've damaged.
Yeah,
sure, I guess so. Like, here you go. It's very strange.
It is very strange. So secondly, moving on. Respawn opens Vancouver studio to focus on Apex Legends developer Riot's Gamasutra. Developer Respawn has opened a new studio in Vancouver to ramp up development on the Battle Royale shooter. As reported by GameIndustry.biz, the Canadian studio will sit alongside the company's existing California office and will be led by Head of Operations Henry Lee and Team Director Stephen Ferreri. Lee explained the second studio will give the California team more room to breathe, grant Respawn access to a broader range of talent, and help the company boost support for Apex Legends, saying, quote, at Respawn, we've already got a lot of innovations underway. The trouble is that we can't do all the innovations we want. There are just too many. How do you choose which ones to run with and which ones are the best for the game? Building a team in Vancouver is the only way to help us bring more to the game. Looking further ahead, Lee suggested the expansion could allow Respawn to turn the free-to-play shooter into a juggernaut franchise akin to FIFA or Call of Duty, which is a view supported by parent company and Apex publisher EA. Quote, we have a long-term view for where we'd like to take the franchise, and EA supports that long-term view of building the franchise. FIFA didn't grow to be a juggernaut. It is today in one night. Call of Duty, something near and dear to many of us in a callback to our Activision days, didn't grow there in one night either. And in the full interview, which you can read on GameIndustry.biz, they also point out the fact that they have previously talked about how they have a roadmap or plan for at least 10 years for Apex Legends. It's currently what they're looking at for this game, which is, ridiculous to think about, like the idea of a game going that long. But I mean, it's unprecedented times we're in. But yeah,
it's what you've got to aim for with these games for a service or long-term games. You can't really aim for the short-term period, even if you look at games like, not to bring force it in, but into like Overwatch, and we've got Fortnite now, where these games are kind of spanning across multiple years, and they're not always looking towards bringing out a new installment for those games. I think we're moving, even though Overwatch 2 is coming, I think we're beyond the point where developers feel the need to bring out new installments, where they're just like, we can just keep this one game going for years and years and years at a time. We just need to keep updating it. Fortnite is not the same game anymore that it was when it first launched. It's a very different game. You could almost call the current version of Fortnite 2. It's called Chapter 2.
I think it's still in beta though. So,
but it's also it's still in beta. Everyone, just if you got any problems, just reach out to the team at Fortnite because it's still in beta.
Still in beta, just to be sure. So I think this to me reads as, we want Apex to be obviously a pillar at Respawn, but then they're like, we also just kind of want to do other things as well, like make a sequel to a certain Star Wars game and whatever
I'm sure
else.
Excited for.
Yeah, well, totally love it. So and then although they said nothing, they're like, no, Titanfall 3 is currently in development. But I guess if they open up another studio and that this Vancouver studio is supposedly supposed to only work on Apex, then that could free up more room for people who were Apex developers at the home base to potentially start kicking around ideas for a Titanfall 3, especially the Apex people there who did work on Titanfall 2, for example, who are still at the main studio base there. So
that's the thing for them, though, is that how much of the current Apex team is moving to Vancouver?
None.
None?
It's only like a couple of people, I think.
Only a couple of people?
There's key people they pointed out, yeah.
Key people, but does that mean this is going to have an impact on Apex going forward if different people are working on the game? Other than the key people that are kind of leading and steering the ship.
No, because it's not like they're cancelling. It's not that they're cancelling the Apex team that's currently there. They're still going to work on it. And they're saying that this other team is doing nothing but working on it. But I think that means that if you have two teams working on it at the same time, one team could then be working on day-to-day hot fixes and current issues, and that allows the other team to do more playing around with new mechanics and sorts of things. Because that's a problem with live service games where it's like they do a new season every 3 months, right? So every three months, new character, map changes, maybe a new gun, like all these sorts of things that come every season. And they've somehow got to find out how to balance working and testing new ideas and mechanics. And because Apex is a game where characters have special abilities, like how do you balance? This game has it's no different than Overwatch, of course. Like balancing any game where there's so many different special abilities and making sure all those special abilities work for all the characters' special abilities and none break the game, that's like something a lot more complicated than straight up just making a first-person shooter where the you just shoot people, like it's on a whole nother level. But it's like if you got people that want to work on all that stuff, and then you've got day-to-day, like, this bug randomly happened in the last patch. Like there's a bug going around at the moment where it's literally for some reason not picking up when you're shooting people sometimes. Like it's just not connecting. Like it's hitting them, making a sound, but no damage is going off. And obviously that's a huge problem. And if you go on Twitter, everyone's screaming about it. And I get people are angry, but at the same time, I'm like, shit happens in these live service games sometimes and they just can't account for it because they're like, here, new massive patch. And something went wrong somewhere and now something's broken. Fuck, what do we do? How do we fix it? The game's live. We can't just take it away and fix it now. Like it's live service games are weird, like in how they have to sort of balance it. But I think if they have two teams, one gets to focus more on the kicking around cool abilities and characters and story and whatever, and one potentially just spends more time on the...
As kind of the audience members of Apex, do you expect there to be an increased amount of content for the game?
No.
No? Okay.
What do you think of all this, Ash?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good. I think it's a smart move to open a studio outside of America at the moment. So if that all goes to crap, at least the game will keep running. But
wow.
I mean, more hands on deck, is always good because obviously people are going to be complaining and there's always going to be issues with the game. So another team working on it, fully focused on that, is good until they get to the stage where they're familiar with it. Then they can, I guess, take over and the people who were working on Apex originally can do that much requested Titanfall 3.
Damn right. Want all the games, It's going to be interesting. Yeah, the reason I don't expect them to be more is because I think it's not about getting more out. It's about balancing what they have to do now. Instead of because I don't know what they like there, but I imagine, and they have talked about before previously, like there are times, especially coming up to a new season patch or something like that, where that's they're I don't know if they're in crunch mode, but they're certainly working fucking hard right up to the drop of that patch, right? And then straight after that, if something goes wrong, what are they doing? They're fucking spending hours and hours trying to fix the game because something balked where they didn't think it was going to balk, So I think if they have two teams, it's not about doing more. It's about just being able to spread the load more evenly and less stress. And potentially that means more creativity by some sides, when it's working on the story stuff and the character stuff and what have you,
Maybe some high quality stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe make your, the Apex shorts almost as good as the Overwatch shorts,
Oh my God. Fucking just don't even
I know. Look pretty good to me. Depends on which ones you're watching.
Overwatch shorts have been compared to Pixar, so, let's.
Yeah.
Comparing the massive...
But nobody cares about the game, so what's the...
No, yeah, Overwatch is dead. The reason Overwatch is dead...
If there's a good tree in the forest, there's no one's there to look at it. Does it really matter?
If Overwatch was a good game, as good as you say, Explosion Network could have a podcast for it. But what we do have is a brand new podcast called Apex Predators, which if you like us, me and Ash talking about Apex Legends, you should go listen to the first episode. It's up now. Me and Ash talk about Apex Legends Season 5 and our initial thoughts and all that. That entire show will just be about Apex Legends. It has no structure as to when episodes drop. It has no structure to fucking anything, really. It's solely just going to be where we'll spend talking about the Apex. And as I said on that show, the first episode, that does not mean we no longer talk about Apex on this, because the way I'm describing and setting the shows, it's like we just did. And Apex Predators is solely about more in-depth discussion of story stuff, character stuff, like the actual season contents, like the game. And if we ever talk about Apex and Respawn on here, it's just more of the overall like stuff we were just talking about now. That's like how you break them all apart. So find it on the YouTubes and the podcast and check it out. Get hyped.
To be fair, we did have an Overwatch show before. It was called Early Late Night. And then,
it wasn't just an Overwatch show, thanks. But
and then the host went fishing.
I burnt myself out pretty hard on that show, but it's fine. Life lesson: never do.
It was like 75% Overwatch.
Was it though?
It's funny because your last episode was actually about Apex.
Exactly. Thank you.
Your last
Apex
episode
killed
was
it off
about
for me.
it's like something about Octane is the title of it or something.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so if I remember rightly. No,
So,
doing a live show 2 times a week was rough.
Octane killed your show, like he killed his legs, blew him off.
Oh boy.
Oh, go on. All right, so Mafia, we talked about last week, obviously the rumor, but just to follow up and go over what was actually announced when it was finally announced. So how it came down is they did just announce it, but they did a sort of shadow drop. I mean, it's not a shadow drop when all this was kind of leaked ahead of time anyway. But Mafia 2 got a definitive edition. It dropped when they made the announcement. So it comes with all the DLC. It's prettier up-res textures, the HD makeover. I find it weird to call it HD makeover because it's a PS3 game, so it was already like, it's one of the it's prettier looking. It's got all the DLC. It's in one package.
Remaster.
It's not 4K though, is it? I mean, yeah, kind of.
That's what it says in
they're
your
like,
article.
yeah, I know, but it's like they're like it is 4K, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, like it says it's 4K. I'm sure if you click the resolution, but those textures aren't 4K. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
yeah, it's like up-res shit. So that's cool. If you own the game on Steam, you automatically got upgraded to Definitive Edition. If you own the game on PS3 like I did, you get fucking kicked to the dirt and told to buy the game again, which sucks. But nonetheless, yeah, no, it's annoying. Yeah, don't
Sorry, I'm just trying to remember if I had
PC
it
Master
on
Race
Steam.
or something.
Maybe I did have it on Steam.
Yeah, well now you've got the Definitive Edition. If you
Maybe
do
I
have
have
it
it
on
now.
Steam,
That's pretty
there you
cool.
go. So you got
That's
DLC,
pretty
you got
cool.
upgraded.
I will say I'm a
visuals.
little disappointed that it was only a HD remaster for it. Like, even though it was only PS3, I still think it's been long enough since Master Year 2 came out that I wish it was like a full remake.
I'll say
again.
yes and no, considering we don't know how big of a project the first one is, which
Mafia
I'll get to
1
in a
is,
second.
exactly. But
Yeah.
Mafia 1 wasn't a massive game, so unless they're making that longer, we'll see when that comes out. But I wish they'd done both of them. It's a little bit like when you look at the trilogy now, it's like they're releasing this trilogy like set or whatever, and it's just kind of varying lengths of the amount of work they're doing on them.
The release was kind of weird because they're like, hey, there is a Mafia trilogy you can buy on the PlayStation Store or Xbox, Steam, wherever, right? Mm-hmm. And it's also going to be physically released. I can't find the date fast enough. Fucking in a couple months, August 28th, right? August 28th is when you can buy it physically. It's going to have all 3 games in it. So if you buy that pack now, it's $100. And it comes with, obviously, the Definitive Edition 2. And it comes with 3. Now, they're calling Mafia 3 the Definitive Edition. But, I mean, it's just Mafia 3 with the DLC. It's like your typical Game of the Year type complete bundle thing with all the DLC. Now, the one cool thing that came out of this was because everyone owns Mafia 3 on PlayStation if they had PS Plus. It was a PS Plus game. You now just got all the DLC for free. They did do the automatic upgrade on the DLC, which is good because I've always wanted to play it, and hopefully now I'll actually go back and play it because I do like that.
Sorry to all the people who paid for the season pass, like probably a week ago when it was on sale.
Was it on sale? Was it
So,
the
there was
DLC
probably
season
sale
pass or something? Maybe. Don't know. But the big takeaway from this, the one that most people should be excited about, and the one I'm most interested in because it's the one I haven't played, is, of course, the first Mafia game. Now, Mafia Definitive Edition, they only showed like a 20-second trailer for it. They didn't explain much about it. But it is a from the ground up full remake using a new game engine, new gameplay elements, new story segments, they've said. So it's a complete proper remake with more. So it's kind of different to even like when you remake Crash. It's like they remake Crash but added extra levels kind of scenario.
Is it a Crash remake or is it a Final Fantasy remake?
I think it's more Final Fantasy than Crash. Because I would call Crash more of a remaster than a remake.
No, Crash is a full remake. It's a full remake which is following the same blueprint, but they redid everything. And they for example, in Crash 1, they updated the movement controls and certain things like that. But that game's like a full See, it gets really weird. I feel like when it comes to games compared to movies, it becomes hard to like compare to what they like.
When I think of a remake, I often think of something more like that Final Fantasy VII, where it's using that same thing, but it's a bit of a different game. It's not just beat for beat the exact same game.
See, Final Fantasy VII, in my opinion, is not a remake.
It's not a remake in the sense of the word in gaming terms.
No, Final Fantasy VII is called Final Fantasy VII Remake, but it's Final Fantasy VII like just
Should be reboot,
reborn
right?
and rebooted. Yeah, it's a
Rebooted?
reboot. If
Yeah,
you want to compare it to movies, it's like it's like Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about like quality if you hate that movie or not, but I mean like in the way that it changes lots, right? It does different things. So it's more of a reboot. Crash is a remake in the sense that Psycho was a remake for the movie, where they literally just shot the movie shot for shot, literally the exact same as the original Alfred Hitchcock one, but they updated new actors, new cameras, etc., etc. So that's how you can kind of look at Crash. This Mafia thing, as I'm saying, it's more like Crash, but with a little bit extra, is what it sounds like. You know, like it's going to have the core, everything you remember if you've played it, story, missions, etc. But it's going to look better, it's going to sound better, it's going to play better, and you're going to have some new stuff to toy around with as well. So this is different to Crash, and it's different to Final Fantasy.
Fair enough. It's more of a middle ground. It's in the middle there between the two. Fair enough.
Which is exciting. And I definitely want to play this because as I said, like I love Mafia 2, love Mafia 3. I like the franchise. None of these games are like 10 out of 10, but I do have I've enjoyed both I've played quite a lot. So I'm definitely keen to go back and play the first one in a updated fashion. August, I don't know when I presume they'll drop. I expect them to drop something maybe next month or something like that and actually show what the fuck it actually looks like and plays like. Do something like that. It's a bit weird that they announced it and it was the hottest announcement with it. Like, hey, we've remade the first game, and just like go buy the definitive edition of 2. Yeah, fuck the first game.
Yeah, I was just like, it was weird that they're not just like, when you buy this game, you get the definitive edition of 2 and 3 with it.
Yeah, it feels weird that this all didn't come out in August with the first game, like so you could play them properly.
It feels very strange that they're like, hey, right now you can just go play Mafia 2. Right now.
Yeah. Play 2, 3, like, fuck 1.
And like, yeah, and then it's like, play Mafia 2 and 3 now, but then also we're going to bring 1 out, which means you have to go backwards in time periods to something that's not connected to these two at all.
Yeah.
But, yeah, good job. It's like, okay, sure. I think it would have, especially if Mafia 1 is your kind of, what you've put your heart and soul into, you don't want to kind of lose people out on the fact that they've picked up Mafia 2 now. They've played a bit of it. Maybe they're not loving it. Maybe they're not feeling it because maybe it hasn't aged very well. And then they're a bit turned off playing Mafia 1 when it's finally released. Yeah. It's just a little bit strange.
It is. And also for the price point, it's interesting. So as I said, $99.95 RRP for the trilogy. You can buy both the definitive edition of 2 and 3 for $49.95 each. But the remake of 1 when it comes out will be $69.95. So it has that tax of being a proper quote unquote remake.
You should buy the trilogy if you can.
Yeah. So if you want to play 1 and 2 at least, or even all 3, it's obviously cheaper just to buy the.
If you can buy the trilogy, but if you've already bought Mafia 3, you might not be able to buy it.
I mean, it depends if you buy it physically. It doesn't matter.
Not physically, yeah.
Which is it's somewhat kind of annoying that it doesn't do that, where it doesn't like take like deduct price or anything. I don't know. It's a bit in like the digital terms, I guess, not in physical, but
I'm sure Steam will maybe.
Probably.
It's weird. Next one. So Riot or Jeff Keighley over at the Summer Games Fest or whatever, randomly enough nights like, hey, doing a Valorant announcement at 1 o'clock or whatever. Like, cool. I hope it's got something to do with Australian servers. And I was right, kind of. Basically, I was right. I wasn't fully right, but I was right. So ESPN Sports over there writes, Riot Games announced Thursday that its 5-on-5 character-based tactical shooter Valorant will launch for free. This is full release, everyone. It was not full release, even if you saw it on Twitch. For free on June 2nd across a majority of regions worldwide. Those are North America, Europe, South Korea, Brazil, Oceanias, Japan, and more. Will be able to play the game starting from June 2nd in a staggered rollout period across the globe. The game's closed beta, which began on April 7th, will come to an end on May 28th, enabling the team at Riot to reset player accounts, patch new content, and prepare for beginning Valorant's worldwide launch. Excited to finally jump in, Cam?
Yeah, I am. And I'm really happy with how, Riot is dealing with this. And Riot's really impressive with this game so far, especially how open their developers are to talking it. A lot of their devs actually stream the game and talk about the game on stream and talk about problems that they're having with the game or different options that they're doing. It's really nice to hear that and very refreshing, actually. I'm interested. I'm excited there's people already brought up the fact that, hey, is anything going to happen for Australians that are missing out on the benefits that people got from playing beta? Because you got like a special
shit,
like guns, like special gun kind of appearance and a little title that's going to go next to your name to say you were in the first whatever to play the game. I think it's really interesting that the game's coming out of beta.
Is the answer no?
No, the answer is they're doing something for it. I'm not 100% what, but they're doing something.
Spend $4.95 to get a founders edition or some shit like that.
$4.99 you can get the special title that. You
I also think if you're in the beta, you got like a permanent discount on either the in-game currency or their store. You got like permanent like 20% off for their points or whatever.
Well, forever or during the beta?
Yeah, forever.
That's fucked.
Yes, like ridiculous. Just forever, you got a discount because you played.
That can't be true. 20% forever.
It's something like that, yeah. Because there was,
they just mark everything up by 20%.
Well, yeah. I think it's really good that they're coming out of beta so quickly and so readily. Like even League of Legends didn't come out of beta for years. Like a lot of the games don't do this.
I mean, even Fortnite isn't out of beta.
I think. The only thing that's going to be interesting is that people have already kind of we've kind of bell curved a little bit on terms of like Twitch streams happening for Valorant because a lot of the pro players from other organizations or other teams or a lot of streamers have either fallen off and stopped playing it or kind of just because
beta codes, right?
Nah, it's not even the beta codes. They just had an endless supply, you know. It was more the fact that their audiences just weren't interested in the game because Valorant is a very slow moment to moment game. Like it's a very kind of tense filled shooter that just their audience weren't picking up on it. So it'll be interesting to see, especially Australians picking it up and jumping in if they, a lot of people who don't have experience with Counter-Strike, who maybe are just fans of Riot with League of Legends jumping into that game because they probably won't enjoy it heaps because it's just getting your head blown off for the first couple of hours as you
just go run and gun.
Yeah, exactly. You can't run and gun actually. It's just you can't. It doesn't happen. But I'm really looking forward. Oh, goodness. I want to play Valorant with Ashley. I think it'd be hilarious. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's something different from Overwatch. It is interesting to see how they're discussing their characters and how they're balancing the game. They're very proactive with changing and fixing things already. So yeah, I'm excited for its full release.
I saw today TSM announced they've started an esports team already with a bunch of Counter-Strike
it was
pros.
Like we didn't talk about it here, but like the MVP of Overwatch League last season bailed on Overwatch League this year and took a contract with Valorant already.
I've seen a few people.
Yeah, like there's people who are either not doing as well in their scenes or they're just looking for a change that have jumping over to Valorant. And look, they won't all make an impact, and they all will probably end up going back to their original games. But it's just an interesting time. A lot of people want to play this game. A lot of people want to be involved in this game. I think it's a good kind of starting point for people to get into these kind of tactical shooters and something else just to play. It'll just be really fun just to have something of a bit more kind of variety to it that'll happen. So Dylan, you come in, you jumping in with me and
where
are you dropping?
Don't drop, Ash. You don't.
You don't. No, actually, you don't.
I'm jumping in. I'm keen. As I said before, Counter-Strike was the first multiplayer game I ever played, and I thought it was horrible because I just died like over and over and over, and I couldn't kill anyone. So I'm looking forward to returning to a similar experience now as a grown man.
Forward, everybody, to twitch.tv/Explosion Network streams of Dylan and myself battling through the lowest rank Iron 1 as we try and not be terrible at the game.
Yeah, it's fine. I got this. All right, so I want to talk about quickly my. I say quickly.
Wait, we didn't hear Ashley's opinion on Valorant. Ashley, you have a very important opinion on Valorant.
Yeah, it looks great.
How do you feel about it?
Real great. Is it going to be in the Riot client? Or is it going to have its own client?
It's going to have its own client. They all have their own client. Right? I'm surprised, actually. That is a valid point, Ashley Hobley. I'm glad we went to you for...
I have to open another launcher? This
You
is
have to-
bullshit.
It's not. Why don't they just have a Riot net instead of Battle.net?
They do
should
have a
Riot
Riot.
net.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be in the Riot client, and I think this is why they changed all the usernames and stuff, so everyone has Riot accounts. No longer when they made everyone switch over like a year or so ago. They're like, you
Yes.
don't have
Yeah.
League of
When they
Legends accounts now.
launched
You have
Rune-
Riot accounts, which log in.
Runeterra.
Yeah. So everything they're like Legends of Runeterra, League of Legends, Valorant. This will all be under the one client, right? Let me
They might
save you the
even-
problems.
Yeah.
You know, they might even launch a Riot toolbar so you can launch things while you're browsing the internet. Actually,
Yeah. Well, isn't this game meant to run like on terrible stuff? So Never
kind
know.
of.
Pretty sure there's any game like this. You just if you don't have a super duper computer. I mean, even pros just turn shit down to low so they can get the.
Yeah,
so-
I'll be dumping the graphics down to
Yeah.
as low as possible.
My-
Like, the only
any
problem is-
shooter, everyone just plays like Call of Duty, Battlefield, whatever. Like anyone that has it on PC is like play through the campaign on fucking highest settings possible. Campaign done. Switch all that shit to lowest settings quality, and now
Overwatch-
off we go to multiplayer.
on Overwatch, all of my settings in Overwatch are low because there's stuff like there's less foliage on trees, so you can shoot through trees easier because
Wow,
there's
hacks.
not leaves in the way. So it's just like, there's just things in the game that you do.
Yeah, the reason I actually got into League of Legends back in the day, I think, like another reason that helped me get into it was
It will run
that
on a potato?
It ran on a literal potato, which is all I had at the time.
100% potato. You can
Like
hook it
I'm
up
not
to a
even joking. My
screen
first,
and-
my first thing I ever played on was this handed down secondhand laptop that I brought for like $200. It could not play anything, but it could play League of Legends on the lowest possible settings. And I like, and it didn't really make too much difference because at the time there wasn't Oceania servers, so everyone was playing on 200 fucking ping anyway. And between that and my potato, off I went with my friends. You know, I could run that and Skype at the same time. If I opened up Chrome, it would crash. But you know, I only needed 2 programs to talk to people, and this is before Discord, kids. All right, like we was talking through Skype, and off we went.
Oh, no, not Sky.
Well, I didn't have it. I had to use that, or it was either that or TeamSpeak at the time.
TeamSpeak would have been so much
Yeah,
better
but
than
I had a lot
TeamSpeak.
of people that didn't like it, so we ended up.
Oh.
Well, Skype was the thing, you know.
What was your
Go-
choice,
go-
actually? TeamSpeak or Skype?
Probably I had Skype. I didn't have TeamSpeak. So. How amusing is it that Skype has so terribly dropped the ball? It's
Oh,
like,
it's so garbage now. It's a really bad
no,
product.
now is the time when Skype should be working.
No, they've already lost.
It should be the best. I mean,
No, people
Microsoft-
still use Skype.
I mean,
like,
people use Skype as a verb, but then they use something else.
yeah.
I'll Skype
well,
you
well,
on
no,
Zoom.
no, because people do Skype. I know, like business people or whatever. Like you normally use Skype for like calls and shit like that.
But the thing is, I guess, not to go into too much technical, but Microsoft kind of smushed Skype into its Teams program. So businesses that are using Microsoft Teams have the Skype integrated into it, but it's just not a very publicly used product anymore.
And all the gamers who ever use Skype, like
Gamers.
myself,
You don't want to use Skype's so
Discord.
bad. Its bitrate is so bad, and just everything.
It's terrible.
It's really bad.
yeah, no, it's terrible.
It's just
It's terrible.
Remember we did podcasts over Skype? Crazy.
Did we?
That was
Like
did we?
once.
I don't
Did we
remember.
really?
Yeah.
That's bad.
We've been around since 1999.
Wow.
I thought it was only a couple of years old.
I remember Dylan. Remember that Dylan? That
We
one
time
time we're in the
traveled.
middle of a podcast, and then you had to tell your mum to get off the phone because your internet started breaking up.
Mom, dial up.
And then there was the other time that Ashley was trying to do a podcast, and he had to move the mammoth out of the way because the ice age was coming, so he could start prepping for fire and everything. Yeah.
Classics, love them, absolutely. I watch those DVDs all the time. All right. So I finished Assassin's Creed Odyssey this past week. It was, I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I gotta get this out of the way straight away. So my negatives to the game. Let's get them out of the way. I don't think the story was super engaging. I liked my character, like Cassandra. I enjoyed her. I enjoyed kind of making decisions that super impacted her. But then when it was anyone else, or it was just the overall narrative, I'm like, for a lot of it, I was just like, yeah, skip, and whatever. I don't give a fuck. Like, get the fuck out of here. And then, I don't know if this is like spoilers. I'm going into possibly slight, no, fuck it. I'm going full spoilers. The game.
Don't talk about who her dad is because who her dad is pisses me off.
All right, I'm not going to talk about who her dad is. I'm going to talk about
Who's her daddy?
my ending. right? So if you care about, there are several different endings, and if you care about spoilers for this 2-year-old game, you're still planning on playing it, whatever. But
check the time codes in the description down below.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not spoiling who her dad is because that is the thing, but I'm going to talk about the end of the game, right? Which doesn't involve her dad, weirdly.
Actually, you were around back then, so you could have been her dad. Yeah, sure.
So here's what happens. I play this game. You spend way too long trying to find her mother. You find her mother. She's alive. That's great. Now, I killed early in the game. I made the decision because they do let you make different decisions in this game. Early in the game, I killed my stepfather because I found out he's not my real dad.
Did you really? Interesting.
So I killed that cunt. Right? Get the fuck out of here. Clicked him off a cliff. This is Sparta, bitch. Then I continue on. I find my mother. I'm like, yeah, killed dad. I mean, not my real dad, though, right?
Hey!
And she's like, do you want to know about your real dad?
Mick Foley?
We're not talking about it because it's not a spoiler. So anyway, and another thing about this game is you find out your brother. But by the way, this whole game starts with whichever character you're not playing as getting thrown off a cliff as a child. You're like, well, they're fucking dead because they're like 2. That baby just got chucked off the cliff, right? That's cool. Then you get chucked off the cliff. And you survive somehow, and you're like fucking 5 or 6 or some shit. And then anyway, you skip ahead in time. Jeez. You find your mother; she's alive somehow. Then you find whoever your brother or sister is. So obviously, I find my brother because I'm playing as Cassandra. He's alive. He survived.
If it's the brother. Yeah. He has the worst voice actor.
He's fucking terrible. He's an asshole.
It's really bad.
Find him. I'm like, oh brother, you're alive. He's like, yeah, cool. I'm part of this cult now. What up, sis? I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. So I'm gonna kill you probably. And then the game continues, and the last fight in the game before it like finishes, quote unquote, is you have to fight your brother or sister, I suppose, if you play as the other version. And so my brother shows up, and I try and talk him down. I'm like, we're all back together, family now. Forget the cult. You can all come. We can all come together. We can all be together again, and we can stop the cult. We can fucking be a great family again. And he seems to come around and he hugs my mother and then he fucking sticks his sword right through her back. I'm like, well, there's my mum then. That's awkward. That's some dark shit. There's some fucked up shit. So then I fight my brother and I kill him. And then the most awkward part of the game that made me laugh out loud was it gets to the end of the game and it comes up this screen. It's like, here's the choices you made kind of thing. It's like, here's your family that's alive. And it's got the pictures of my stepdad, my mother, my brother. No, it's just and me or whatever. It's like, here's your family. It's like, here's your family that's alive, and everyone but me has a cross through it. I'm like, here's my family that's alive. No one is what you just. That is a weird way to structure this whole fucking.
Well, maybe it thinks that you won't kill all your family somehow, so it's like, we'll display it, and if you've killed everybody, then sucks to be you.
It was a horrible ending to the game. And I feel like I obviously deserved it because I got to that ending somehow. I Google the other endings. There's one where everyone just lives happily ever after. I'm like, well, I fucked this up hard. There's one where you can literally leave your stepdad alive. He comes around. You fucking turn the brother over to being good. Mum's still alive. Happy family portrait. What do I got? Here's your family that's alive. No one. Like, what the fuck?
You and a bunch of gravestones, yeah.
I mean, a bunch of fucking gravestones. What a terrible ending. And also another thing.
You know what? Anybody who Sparta kicks somebody off a cliff does not get a happy ending.
Karma.
It's just a general.
I Sparta kicked so many people in this game. It's funny. So yeah, well deserved then. Another thing that annoys me about this game, right? There's several structural things that just piss me off as much as I was kind of enjoying playing it overall. And the major one is the major overall plot. From what I thought I was playing the game, was about discovering who the leader of this cult is. You find out about the cult, which is basically the very first version of the Templars, right? But they're not called the Templars yet. And you have this whole system in the game where you have to find clues and uncover them, and there's like a menu where it has like a tree where it's all leading to the leader in the middle. And I'm like, this is going to be end of the game when I discover who the cult leader is, and that'll probably be the last level where I like kill the cult leader. And I do this fight with my brother, and then the game's like, yeah, it's over. And I'm like, so the cult stuff is like a side mission?
It's like a whole separate thing. You don't actually have to. Yeah, you don't have to do it.
What the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? This is so structurally weird to make that the main through line for Cassandra or whatever the other character is if he plays him. For the through line to be like that. You're trying to stop this fucking cult, and your brother and sister are part of the cult. But then after you do the fight with them, stopping the cult's just, you can do it if you want, but you've technically finished the game, so I guess eject disc. That's weird. And also, not to spoil it too much, but the Atlantis stuff, which, yeah, Atlantis is in this game, that too, it's a side mission.
It's kind of pointless.
It's not even a side mission,
and just everything about that Atlantis stuff annoys me far beyond what it should. The only thing, I think I really enjoyed my time I put in playing with the game. I didn't finish it. I think one of the mechanics that really bothered me, and I don't know if it affected you the same way, was there's like these bounty hunters or like side kind of hunters.
They're basically the version of like Shadow of Mordor's
yes,
orcs.
Yeah, killing them.
Yeah.
But the thing was, the amount of times, and it happened in Shadow of Mordor as well, the amount of times I'd run into one of them, be like midway through a fight with one of them, and then like 2 or 3 others would just rock up, and you'd be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah, so
and
that
like
happened to me many times. Luckily, I was playing this game on easy because I was on Dylan. I'm just playing this on easy to fucking just go for it.
Yeah.
So that would happen. So I would just be fighting like 3 or 4 at a time, but I would be like, suddenly it went from 0 of you being here to suddenly like 5 at the same time. Not very good at doing your job. You should all like kind of spread out and look at different areas potentially. Like why use all under the same area?
And each of them have like their, like, I'm gonna kill you, and you're like, and like mid fight, it'll like stop the fight to go jump to there to kind of like close up, and you're like, what the fuck? This is just righto. Okay, whatever.
So I've said a lot of bad things. I will say that overall, I enjoyed playing it moment to moment. So like just going around. The combat's simple as fuck. However, it's still just fun to play. Like I was fun getting into fights, and because I was playing on uneasy, I was just having fun kicking everyone's ass. I was having fun like doing the picking up things and fucking burning down people's villages and fucking whatever else. Like I was enjoying playing the game. I was enjoying exploring the game, and I was enjoying certain parts of the story. But overall, I don't know if it's a hot take. I really don't think this game is as good as everyone talks it up to me. Everyone's like, this is the best Assassin's Creed. I'm like, there's cool stuff in here, cool elements, and I really hope that Valhalla has like taken the cool stuff from this and the cool stuff from Origins and kind of actually made a coherent product that doesn't just seem like a mishmash of a million fucking ideas.
I really hope with Valhalla they kind of pull it back on the mythological shit like a tiny weeny little bit, because you start the game off without like anything happening, with you being able to like all of a sudden start leveling up these abilities where you could like fucking teleport places or like.
I mean, I press L1 and triangle, and I basically let out a burst of air that knocks people about 100 yards every direction around me. Don't know why.
But it's like, but early in the game, it just has no explanation. It does
it's
not
spear.
like.
It's magical.
Like it's like the spear, but it doesn't like properly go into it. It's just kind of like.
No, they never explain that either. So early in the game, they're like, oh, your grandfather's spear, Leonardo's spear, right? You discover this area where you can take it to and level it up. But they never explain why, how, who.
No, they're just like, you can do these things.
And
like,
so
that's
your
the only thing where I'm like,
was part of the 300. He had this spear. You're like, yes, I've seen that
like,
movie.
It's just, it takes some of the enjoyment out of Assassin's Creed when you are trying to like work out how you're infiltrating a base and where you're climbing up and sneaking around, where you can just kind of, teleport to the next person that you need to kill and instantly kill them.
I didn't see teleport ability, but
didn't you really? I had one.
I think I put most of my points into combat because I was like,
yeah, no, there's like stealth ones where
shit.
you can like teleport behind people
right.
and kill them, and it was a whole thing.
Because I barely did stealth because they took away stealth from Assassin's Creed, which I find weird. And you feel like, yeah, but they didn't do it. You can still crouch and walk behind people. No, you're forgetting how Assassin's Creed started. It started with fucking smoke bombs and like throwing daggers and the ability to hide in crowds, which which by the way, they've confirmed key ability that's coming back for Valhalla. You will be able to press a button to take your hood on and off to like go full stealth mode. You will be able to hide in groups of people like you could in the original games, like out in public. It's so weird playing this just because it doesn't feel like Assassin's Creed to me at all. And I enjoy playing it, but everything that to me makes up an Assassin's Creed game is barely in this game. And it's quite weird.
To be in the middle of a street and a group of conveniently dressed monks walk past me.
Yes.
And me blend into the middle of them by just like putting my hands together and bowing my head,
I want
It's
that
just,
updated, but yes.
Yes, but updated. But there's just something about the wackiness of Assassin's Creed having those disguise mechanics that you're like, yeah, no, that's Assassin's Creed though.
Because you used to
I
like
wanna be-
sneak around in those groups. Or you could pay like a group of like fucking monks or prostitutes, I think, in the originals, basically. And be like, hey, here's some gold. Come walk with me. And then you would walk up to a target and assassinate them with a poison dart. And then you'd keep walking. And then suddenly they'll die as you was walking up the street. And you're like, yeah,
Or like
fucking
the
true
old
assassin
classic of,
shit.
like,
Get fucked.
the old classic of sitting on a bench.
Yes.
And then when the person would walk past you, you'd assassinate them
Yep.
and sit them on the bench where you
Yep.
were and walk away.
Exactly.
Like, just that stuff was really cool. Like,
Yeah.
that was Assassin's Creed. Doing these, you know what? Doing the assassination part
Yeah.
of Assassin's Creed properly is really fun and really cool. It's just, that's the thing with, they're doing with the current series, or the current section of Assassin's Creed.
They're
They're
trying to
talking about how the it's like a reboot where they're like, this is how the Assassin's Creed is built. This is where it comes from. This is the origins of the hidden blade, blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, because they're doing that, you're never playing in the Assassins group.
No.
You're playing in like random groups that you know are the Assassins, kind of.
Yeah. Even though they end up being the assassins, like.
Yeah,
because-
and like the same with like the other group, you're like, we know you're kind of the Templars. Like, we kind of know that.
Yeah.
But
the other thing
yeah,
that's weird
it's
about
just-
this game, because I never finished Origins, but Origins is obviously after this one, but it was called Origins, but now this one's called Odyssey and it's not called Origins.
Well-
and I'm like, well, that's fucked.
Origins is a direct origin for the Assassin's Brotherhood. Because it's like it has like a direct link of how the Brotherhood started and where the hidden
Titling,
blade
though,
come from.
it's still
and-
weird.
It's just very well. Like, they have stuff like, you know, the first person to use a hidden blade and why he lost his finger.
I think
and
there's
stuff like
DLC in this that I haven't played. I thought about playing the DLC. I looked up the price per season pass. It's like, it's $60. I'm like, that is more than twice double what I paid for this base game.
And it's like,
so no.
it's like they kind of dip their toe in it with with like Black Flag. I always remember Black Flag. I was like, I really like this game, but this is really light on the whole Assassins and Templars section of this that I'm come used to in these games. And I think they've just gone too far off the end of just.
I would agree and also disagree, because at least I like that one. They started going more into just actiony stuff, obviously with the pirate stuff and whatever, but you could still walk amongst groups and you would do assassin missions, and you would do full-on missions where it's like, you've got to assassinate this person stealthily. Like, that's the mission. You have to do it that way. This game is literally like, here's a thing, here's a person, you have to kill them, and you can kill them however, it doesn't matter. So most of the time I'll be like, why do I have to stealth? Like, I especially because I'm playing on easy, I just walk in with a fucking big ass mace and be like, what's up, motherfucking bam?
Your character is a quote-unquote demigod. You're like an unkillable. It's like,
pretty much.
Come at me, normal humans.
Yeah, and I got a
will
unicorn.
take you on.
That was sick. That was the best part of the game where I got the unicorn. I didn't even go. I remember seeing pictures of people get the unicorn when the game came out, and I completely forgot about it. And then I was like looking. I discovered this random one of the 1,000 fucking towns that are in this game, and I'm looking through the store there, and it's like, hey, you can buy this unicorn. I'm like, well, that's the one, isn't it? Like, and it's great because as you move along, it literally creates this streak of rainbow colors behind it. I'm like, this game's fucking nonsense. That's great.
One of the things I hope they do keep in Valhalla is the hunting, because I really like the mythological hunts of like just the random shit.
The random creatures, like the big boars and lions, and
like the giant boar and stuff like that. Like, I thought that was really cool, like that kind of stuff.
I had to do all those for the one trophy because I got the platinum as well. So I put my juice. I think it took me, it was 50 hours to get the plat.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I somehow did that in 2 weeks. I don't know either. But yeah, I was like, at first I was like, maybe I'll keep it. Maybe I'll think about going back for the DLC if I see it on cheap. But honestly, by the time the season pass ever goes on sale, it's like, I am not going to go back to that game. So I enjoyed my time with it. I just want to make it clear, I did enjoy playing the game. There's just so many weird things that I just really wanted to finally be able to say, why is this a thing? And why is this a thing? And I'm looking forward to Valhalla because everything I'm hearing about it is like, yes, we are taking the cool parts of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the action adventures type stuff, but we're bringing back the stuff that made Assassin's Creed in the first place. And I'm hopefully that game's going to be a nice, proper middle ground where people who don't super love stealth can still play super actiony, but people who actually want to play as an assassin can have the option to do that properly, You know, not the only option to stealth kill in this game was like hide in a bush and then press triangle when someone walk past. Well, it's fucking PS1 game mechanics. Jesus Christ! Like, give me something more exciting to do, like where I could plan shit. You know, some like Hitman level design where I'm like, yeah, set this thing off, do this thing, fucking cool shit. What is the future of Fortnite? This is inspired by the following story to set us up. So Kotaku writes, new Tenet trailer premieres in Fortnite, which is no longer a video game. And I read that headline and I was like, that is a very good headline. And straight away I was like, yes, is it? Is it still a video game? Tonight, a new trailer for Christopher Nolan's upcoming film Tenet aired in Fortnite. The trailer was introduced by Jeff Keighley because he's the only consistency we have left in this topsy-turvy world. Keighley introduced the trailer shown at Fortnite's new Party Royale Hub movie theater. He spoke with Tenet star John David Washington about his gaming history and his role in the film. The trailer itself features some clips we've seen before, blah, 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 blah. Keighley ended by announcing that there will be a screening of a, quote, an iconic Christopher Nolan film in Fortnite this summer. Party Royale has thus far proven a great place for Fortnite to sequester its foray into music and film, though I'm not sure I could watch an entire movie on a screen in a video game. And I would also say that sounds fucking horrible. So as cool as, and obviously we talked about the music thing briefly as a passing by thing, the Travis Scott thing, which was cool. But it really is coming quite evident over the last couple of weeks that Fortnite is not going to slow these things down to they're becoming a rarity events. Fortnite is literally just introduced this whole area that is solely built around them putting on music events, these trailer reveals, these in-game conversations and whatever else. And I find it hard. I want someone to help explain to me, because the music thing with Travis Scott, I get, because there is a giant holographic character in the game and you can float around and follow them and like you're interacting with what's happening. The Star Wars thing, even Rise of Skywalker, that was cool because everyone got lightsabers. There was fucking things flying around. Like there's stuff in game for you to interact with and be part of the moment with. However, if it's literally just a screen in a game, and then you're staring at, like, I'm looking at my computer screen now, right? My brand new one I picked up this year. Great fucking screen, right? Great screen. All the frames. I'm picturing this. So I'm staring, if I'm playing Fortnite on this, and then I'm staring at a really small screen, and I'm watching someone be interviewed, or I'm watching a trailer, or I'm watching a full fucking Christopher Nolan movie go for nearly 3 hours on that small screen. I don't get that. I don't get why you would do that at all.
I think it's more so they're creating these places where I think we're going to start to see for Fortnite as well. It's I think for them as a developer, they have started to realize that in terms of the battle royale game of Fortnite, there's only so far that they can push that game, because they've already gone through several iterations and changes and tweaks and adding guns and removing things and adding mechs to the game and adding just random stuff. And a lot of it just either doesn't work or doesn't seem to last. Uh-huh. And I think the developers are trying to realize that, okay, how do we kind of make the longevity of Fortnite work? Because it doesn't have the advantage of Apex Legends, where Apex Legends can bring out new characters. They could continue to bring out more kind of story and information into it, because from the start of Apex Legends, it has been kind of grounded in this lore, into this foundation.
Also, it's a game that takes itself serious, where it wants to be competitive.
Yes,
it wants to be balanced.
Yes, correct. Where Fortnite doesn't really do that. It wants to be balanced and it wants to be competitive, but it's not a game. It's not a game designed to be an esport, is the overall thing, or designed to be competitive. Like, the one thing that always has boggled my mind about Fortnite is that there is no competitive ranked system in that game. There is just literally their pro players just go into the same pool. They have a hidden MMR or a hidden matchmaking rank, is the kind of, they have that, so yes, but there's a chance that normal players can be placed in a game with professional esports players of Fortnite. They just and without that ranked system, without kind of there being any kind of testing for it, It's just very bizarre, and it's just one of those things where you can see that shows that Fortnite isn't wanting to push this into a competitive game. It's just not. So this is the direction they're going. I think this is kind of a middle ground between the Travis Scott kind of premium events we'll still get every now and then, but this party hub enables them to put out more smaller events regularly. If, a new artist wants to get in with the kids, really kind of find a new way to connect with them, they can jump in and do a deal with Fortnite where they play their latest music video as part of the party hub. Or, you can hang around and do things with your friends in the party hub while something is playing, a YouTube video or some content that is designed for Fortnite is in there. I just think it's more the fact that they know that their player base for Fortnite has terrible attention span, that aren't going to sit down and watch something. They're not going to go to YouTube and watch a video on YouTube. So have the video in the game that they're messing around in. Hey, I just feel like it's their continuation to branch out and really kind of define that Fortnite isn't just a battle royale game. Fortnite is an experience.
Ash.
Yeah, it's weird. I think Fortnite just need to go whole hog. Go full Animal Crossing. Give each person their own island.
Yeah.
Give them build it. Use the creator to make their own stuff. And then people can come over. They can watch the videos. I don't know. Just it feels like it's moving towards more of a platform of weird stuff than
Oh,
just
100%.
which is
But like
100%
watching a Christopher Nolan movie on a small screen inside Fortnite, that's
I don't see them doing that. I don't see them
they're doing it. They've said they're doing it.
watching a trailer.
Christopher Nolan literally confirmed
a
it.
trailer.
Hey?
They're doing a trailer, right? They're not doing the
they're
full
showing
movie.
a full
they're doing
fucking movie in Fortnite. They're showing
But
one of
what does
Christopher
that- do
Nolan's
they have
movies,
to-
his old movies.
Oh, so they're not
Not
doing
the new one.
Yeah,
No,
they're
not
doing.
Tenet. Like an
Which
old
one
one.
would fit best?
Batman probably for the audience, surely. Wouldn't it?
I know. Would Warner Brothers be cool with that?
I don't know. They were cool with
Probably.
doing this whole
Batman
fucking
Begins.
trailer with the interview and everything else. But
I
yeah,
don't know.
Batman Begins, Dark Knight, fuck it. They're like 20 years old.
That is the thing
God,
where it
that's
starts
true.
coming into, is this counted as public domain, or are Twitch streamers going to be able to be in part of, what stops a Twitch streamer in their Twitch stream jumping on and having this Fortnite video running for them while they're streaming?
Twitch.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Nah,
that Twitch
there's
doesn't.
no fucking
Yeah,
way.
but it's fine if it's in game. It's not, if it's done by like a third party.
I'll tell you what. If let's say it's Batman Begins for the sake of argument, so they're showing Batman Begins in Fortnite. I swear to God, if Warner Brothers clears this, and then a bunch of people are doing like Twitch stream watch-alongs of Batman Begins inside Fortnite, which what the fuck world are we living in by saying that out loud? But if people are doing that, and then Warner Brothers starts shutting down those accounts for showing the movie in it, I'll be like, you daft dumb motherfuckers! Did you not look into the audience of Fortnite before you signed and agreed to this fucking
There's
deal?
no way.
There is a way.
They would have.
Do it.
There's no way they would look into the audience.
I will say,
I can see exactly what you explained is going to happen.
I can see it happening too. That's why I said it. But
Yeah.
but some
It'll be great.
no, wait. I'll be like, you fucking idiots.
You mean I can't show this movie inside this game to people on my Twitch stream? What? America.
Some I do see a hope on the horizon. I know this is tangentially related to what I was just saying, but Amazon has begun this thing now where they're allowing you to stream their movies and their TV shows on Twitch legit as watch-alongs. They're legit.
So you can do a watch along of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yeah, as an example.
Well, probably actually.
You can. I looked at the list.
Probably not.
Not us in Australia.
Probably not the first episode, I would think.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe, I don't know. That is an interesting
For
point.
context, she takes her top off at one point. during that episode.
So I mean, there's probably like heaps of movies where there's like nudity or like sex scenes or stuff. So
Nah, Twitch, you couldn't do anything like that on Twitch. It would not.
Yeah.
So that's where
they're
it's
So
banning
maybe they have
people.
to censor or say.
yeah, like
can't show
you
this
can
on Twitch
do
because
watch-alongs for every Mrs. Maisel episode apart from episode 1.
Yeah.
Done. But yeah, I mean that's Amazon's letting that stuff happen for some stuff. Maybe other companies will start moving forward with the times and be like, hey, like this, all these movies are old, and we're not giving people permission to like share them and upload them, but we're just giving people permission to watch them as long as it only takes up X% of their screen, and they have to have commentary going at the same time. I feel like if you add certain parameters,
you don't have the movie audio playing
above,
they have to be streaming it as well.
Yeah, something
concurrently. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like as you start adding parameters to this stuff, so you're not just straight up like streaming the movie kind of thing, like, like even if it's like, you can have the video on stream, but it can only be like at like 50% of your screen, like 50% has to be you, or like something along those sorts of lines. These stipulations could help fix this sort of stuff. But yeah, with that Fortnite thing, what else could you see them doing, or what else do you think they're doing? Like, what do you think the end goal here is? Do you think it's where it's like, battle royale? Here's a fucking
world domination.
Well, apart from
I
that,
could start seeing them doing like Fortnite Mario Kart, like not Mario Kart the game, but like some kind of kart racing game,
Card-based
inside
battle
Fortnite.
royale, which I've been requesting for quite some time. I don't know why it's not out yet.
It is car-based or kart-based because
Kart-based.
doesn't like Forza or something have a battle royale in it, and it's really weird. There's a car game that has a battle royale.
there's several car
already.
related or
Yes.
adjacent battle royales now,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean they're good.
What Mario Kart battle mode battle royale.
But I think they're going to start moving away from the battle royale. I think overall, Fortnite's
They're going to go
start,
back to the save the world part. They're going to finish
No.
that bit. They can finally
No.
get out of beta.
No,
That part was out of beta, wasn't
No
it? That was
way.
part of the full release.
no, that was still in beta equal. That was just as beta as this one.
I want to
think
finally finish saving the world. I mean,
I just think they're going to start just kind of branching out and being like, we're Fortnite. We can do anything. We can go into like party games and more multiplayer kind of casual based stuff that's just easy to digest and easy to use.
it's going to become PlayStation Home, where there's a bunch of worlds with different things going on at any given time.
Imagine.
Oh, no.
I remember
Drop
being-
onto the hip hop world, and there's like a bunch of hip hop things.
Wow. You couldn't even finish that without laughing, so.
No, but you'd have like your Travis Scott section thing and stuff, like performances there.
I think for stuff
And then
like
you go
Travis, I still think they should keep stuff like the Travis Scott thing. I think that kind of content should be limited, right?
It is limited.
Like, I
though.
think that
it's
stuff's-
over now. You either see it
Yeah,
or
it's
you don't.
over. That's what I'm saying. But they
but
shouldn't
it's
bring
there.
it back.
They could just go, "Hey, we'll bring it back."
I don't think so. I think they should, because I think that keeps
Pay per view.
Ooh, I could see them doing it. That's
Yeah. Pay $10, unlock the Travis
Oof.
Scott performance.
Yeah, totally goes for like 10 minutes, worth it.
Did you
That'd be
ever talk
really
about
cool.
that?
Actually,
So, yeah, we talked about Travis Scott.
yeah, we talked about that.
No,
'cause
we
Dylan
talked
was-
about it, but then you went back and watched it. Did we talk about you watching it?
No, Dylan actually didn't
I
watch it in game though. He just watched it on YouTube.
Yeah, I watched it on YouTube like everyone else.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about it, and he was like, "Maybe I'll stay up till 1:30 and watch it, but probably not." And we all knew, including the listeners knew, Dylan wasn't going to.
I thought
open
No.
up
Fortnite.
So
Fortnite.
that
No.
episode ended like a month ago, whatever. And I opened up Epic. I clicked download Fortnite. It says you don't have enough space. I said, how big is this game? I looked at the file size and went, no. And then I moved on with my life. I think I actually
Yeah, I
ended up
don't remember
downloading
that
it to
story,
my I think I ended up downloading it
Peaceful.
to my PlayStation in the end. That's how that story.
Like a real game.
And then Fortnite accused you of freaking Apex accused you of cheating, so you uninstalled it quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Anyway, the future of Fortnite shall be interesting. This week's question of the show will be, what the fuck is Fortnite in a year's time? if you picture Fortnite and what they're doing right now, what kind of imaginary things can you picture them doing in a year's time? You can let us know on Twitter by heading to explosionetwork.com/Twitter. You can let us know by emailing mail@explosionetwork.com with the subject line Arcade Culture, of course. And until next week, we will see you here. Same time, same couch. Bye. Hey, don't forget you can subscribe to the show wherever you're currently listening, and you can drop a review if you can. Find more great shows like this and more content over at ExplosionNetwork.com, and please consider supporting us for as little as $1 over on our Ko-fi page by heading to ExplosionNetwork.com/support. Thanks for listening.